Hey guys, back with another podcast today on the topics of narcissism and narcissistic family dynamics. Today's topic is going to be on gaslighting. Alright, so gaslighting in the family dynamic that occurs to the truth teller or scapegoat person. So I'm going to tell you how this plays out, this gaslighting. So as a truth teller, as a scapegoat, and once we become more aware of our position that we are in this family, so when I say position, there's a dynamic, okay? And as everybody knows, at the top of this pyramid is the narcissist, whether that be a covert or a grandiose narcissist. In my situation, it was actually a grandiose narcissist that was at the top of this pyramid, and they were a sibling of mine. And there was also a covert narcissist who acted kind of like an enabler, that was also another narcissist in the family. The grandiose narcissist actually left and moved out with their partner, and now the covert narcissist is kind of still at the top here. Now, so how does gaslighting actually work in these dynamics? When you get more aware as a scapegoat and as a truth teller of your situation, you begin to understand why you are the way you are. Maybe we seek validation. Maybe we lack self-esteem. I've talked about these in other videos and in other podcasts I've made. But we basically get switched on to behaviour, okay? And I wouldn't necessarily, I think everyone needs to go through what I went through exactly. So when I got switched on, I started to actually tell off the narcissist, and I started to create boundaries. What I should have done was I shouldn't have told them off, because they know exactly what they're doing. The only problem is they don't care for what they're doing. They don't care that they're creating an abusive environment, a toxic environment for people within the dynamic. All they care about is control. So how do they actually create that gaslighting is when I became more aware, I would come to these narcissistic people. In this case, it was a covert narcissist who is a parent. And I would tell them off. I'd be like, hey, that kind of annoyed me, or that kind of hurt my feelings when you did this to me, when you invalidated my opinion on a subject, or when you basically ignored my presence. Because I feel that, to be honest, I know that covert narcissists will ignore the scapegoat. They will do that purposely to, they like to see that person struggle, actually. How twisted and sickening is that? They like to see this person struggle and be demoralized by their control, by their lack of validation for this person and who they are. So I would come to this covert narcissist person, and I would tell them off. I'd say, I notice when you treat so-and-so better than me. Why do you ignore me when I'm talking in this situation? Or why does this and that happen? I would basically call out their shitty behavior, right? And their response would be, no, that's just me, that's my personality, I can't help that. Oh, and you're being too sensitive. That's another thing I also hear quite a bit, is you're being too sensitive. You're being way too sensitive, so-and-so, and that is total not taking responsibility for what they're doing, actually. And they know that. They actually know that. How can you wrap your head around that, man? Like, they know what they're doing, but they still don't take responsibility. So this gaslighting as well, which I found even now, I'm still living at home with this person, and this gaslighting actually comes in the form of very, very specific attention. Directed attention, you could say. So someone in my family says something, they'll acknowledge them. They'll even have a discussion, okay? And they'll basically acknowledge everyone in the family but the scapegoat or you. And that's exactly what's happening to me now, because I'm getting really switched on about this behavior. So I'm doing this thing, which is, I'll talk about it in another video, but it's basically called soul protecting. And I don't show my true colors to this narcissist anymore. I actually keep it in my heart, because I know that that won't be treasured. And that part of me that's very pure and innocent and beautiful and vulnerable, it's actually not worth showing to a narcissist anymore, or that covert narcissist. So what I do instead is I'm very, very particular with my energy. I do not try to seek any validation, because I know it will not be met with support. It won't be met with emotional support. It's basically a waste of time, guys. So I'm just going to call my dog for a second, guys. Hang on one second. Jabby, come this way. So yeah, what I was saying. So what I've noticed is that now that I'm protecting myself more and I'm more careful about my energy, it's actually gotten worse. This invalidation, this gaslighting has gotten worse, okay? So when I say gaslighting, that's basically creating an environment that second doubts the victim, okay? They create circumstances where they actually trick the victim into thinking that nothing is wrong. And in this instance, when I'm in a social situation with this individual, they will do everything in their power when there's people around to degrade, to belittle, to invalidate me. And then when there's no one around, they kind of do the opposite. And they also do it vice versa. So when I'm alone with them, they do not talk to me at all. They ignore me completely. They invalidate me. But when in groups, they kind of, and I do think there's a lot of breadcrumbing that going on here as well, but they do breadcrumb me as well. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? So when I say gaslighting, it makes you crazy, basically. It makes you think that you're a crazy person, because you keep on doubting, oh, does this person like me? Does this person really love me? And then you'll have situations where they're nice to you again, and they're breadcrumbing you with validation and asking you questions. And then they're off again. They're hot and cold all the time. And that's basically gaslighting as well. So guys, with gaslighting, it's an extremely poison dripping thing that happens to truth tellers and scapegoats. All I can say is, for me, protect yourself any way you can. That could be just protecting that beautiful part of you. Don't share good news with them, guys. Don't share anything. Don't share. Just have those very grey responses to whatever they're saying. Okay, or they say they're in the kitchen. If they say hello, just say hey. Don't fucking give them a part of you that they don't deserve, because they don't deserve it, man. They don't deserve any part of that beautiful part of you that's innocent and beautiful, all right? Give that to people in that dynamic that will appreciate that actually treat you with respect, okay? Another thing that I found in other forms of gaslighting, guys, I'm going to talk with a thing on my face, because we're basically in COVID right now, and we have to wear masks, so sorry if you can't hear me, and I might have to pause the video because there's people walking past and shit. But other ways this gaslighting occurs is with so yeah, another way this occurs is actually with physical displays of affection, all right? So I found that with this covert narcissist, they will be very specific in the way that they deliver, you could say, attention and praise and basically encouragement. And this could come in the form of food. So I found that this narcissistic person will give actually more attention to people she deems more respectable or more valuable. And that might be giving them, chocolate or treats, or making, breakfast for them, whereas they'll treat that scapegoat kind of like an outlier, like they don't really matter. So you might find that sometimes this covert narcissist will say, oh, can you make your own so-and-so? Or instead of actually doing it for, like she has done for the other, or they have done for other people in the family unit. To kind of get what I'm saying. So it makes you doubt, okay, why did they don't have to do it, but you have to do it? Why do you have to go the extra mile to, prepare things for yourself, or to receive certain presents like chocolate or whatever it is? You know what I mean, guys? That's another subtle gaslighting thing that I found in my situation as well. Yeah, guys, so that's really all I can think about today. I hope you've enjoyed the topic on gaslighting, and I think I'll talk to you soon. All right.